Guys, welcome back to my channel. Those that are new here, my name is Kypris, and if you're new to this channel, I do mostly makeup and perfume related videos here on this channel. So if you're interested in any of those, please stay and subscribe if you haven't already. And today I'm going to do a updated foundation routine. So foundation, highlight, contouring, all of that routine right now. So if you're interested in seeing how I get my flawless base, then keep watching. First, before I start my foundation routine, you want to know what kind of skin you have. So my skin is kind of weird. I started off with oily, I guess oily T-zone, like, so the T-zone of my face was normally oily and the rest of my face was normal. I said that I had oily to normal skin, so oily combo normal skin, but now I think I have normal to dry skin, which is weird. I mean, sometimes I get dry patches on my nose, which is, you know, it kind of gets shiny same way, but it still sometimes dry, and I get dry patches here, I believe. But yeah, so I have dry patches on my face. My face gets luminous, it doesn't get oily. I'm not sure what changed. I'm not sure if it's the maybe cleanser that I use or soap that I use. I'm not sure what changed or why my skin isn't oily or dry anymore, so I can't tell you how to get rid of oily skin. You can also get products that fit your category of skin. Alright, so I don't really pay that much attention when it comes to me, but with my clients, I ask them if they have dry skin, oily skin, yada. So if they have dry skin, I would stay away from the mattifying primers, or you know, so on so forth. If they have dry skin, I'll give them more serums, more moisturizers, so on so forth. Okay, so the first thing I do whenever I do my face is I add serums, which I mentioned in my last video. I have 3 serums that I use mostly, which I also got in my BoxyCharm, so big up BoxyCharm. The first one I mostly use this one at night, like if I were to remove my makeup and I wanted a little bit of skincare. I add this one. This is Kypris Antioxidant Dew. So it says Quench and Glow Serum. So this right here, this is one I use. Mostly I use this at night. I do also use it underneath my makeup, but I mostly use that at night. So yes, this first one is from Kypris, and this was like $100 and something from BoxyCharm. Like, it's expensive so much. I'm not even sure if I'm gonna buy it back, but yeah, this is the one I use. The other one is from Mercier, and it's their Honeymoon Glow Serum. It says AHA Resurfacing Night Serum with hydrating honey and gentle flower acids. Okay, so when it comes to this serum, whenever you apply the serum, it kind of gives you a little like tingle feeling, like not burning, but it's like a little burning sensation for like a quick second. I'm not sure if that's the acids in the serum working its magic, the AHA, I'm not sure, but it gives it a quickly burning thing. Like it says slight tingling may be experienced, which it does. So I use this mostly as my skincare at night. Guys, my skincare routine, I don't really have a skincare routine. I mean, I have a skincare routine, but only when I remember to do a skincare routine. So I don't religiously do a skincare routine. So but if you want to see what I use on my face or what I do, which is I use these serums on my face also, but I do skincare whenever I remember skincare, whenever I think my face needs some skincare. I don't do it every night. By the way, my skin is not bad. I don't have bad skin. I don't get like pimples or acne, but I do get like a little pimple, like, you know, nothing too much. I can't really see it, and sometimes my face like just look nice, like, and glow. Right now I don't have anything on my face, or I only use a makeup wipe. Last serum that I always use, this one is from Peach and Lily, and it's their glass refining serum. So it says translucent plus luminous. It also has peach extract in there. Also, another thing that you can use if you have dry skin is a very moisturizing primer or a moisturizer. So a good one is from Smashbox, and it's their primerizer, I think. Yeah, it's their photo finish primerizer. So it's a primer plus a moisturizer, so you can use it as a primer or use it as a moisturizer. I use it as a primer. So I use moisturizer and then I also use this. So yeah. Also when I use this, it kind of makes my smile lines a lot visible, because them stuff here, like, sometimes it works, sometimes I can like hide it, but sometimes it just, like, I smell too much. I'm not sure. I'm always laughing or something. Anyway, so yeah, first thing I do is add my serum. So for today's video, I'm going to use the Peach and Lily one and Cypress one. I use 2 serums mostly. When I can't bother really, I'll use one, but I always use 2 serums. I'm gonna use the Cypress one first. I use this one first because it's thicker. Yeah. And guys, I advise you to use serums underneath your foundation, underneath your makeup, just so you can get some skincare in. This don't look cute. Bad reaction to them, and I would say my skin is sensitive, so I wouldn't say go out and buy it because they're kind of expensive. I think all of them are expensive because Box Jam always give expensive skincare. So I think all of them is expensive except the Smashbox one, which is just a primerizer. It's a primer and a moisturizer. But I don't think that's expensive. But I think all the serums that I use are expensive just because they came in my box of charm. I think my skin is kind of sensitive, but it doesn't, none of them has broken me out, so thank God for Jesus. Okay, so now to the Peach and Lily one. So I do like 1 pump. I don't need more than 1, to be honest. Sometimes I do 2 because my extra. Okay, so for primer, there are some that I would recommend. One, we have the Cover FX primer. So this is like a pore filling primer. It's called the blurring primer, so it blurs out your pores. This is pretty nice, especially for the smile line area. I use this a lot. My favorite primer, to be honest, is this one, and it's from Mercier, and it's the foundation primer. I don't know, this feels very moisturizing to me. So it's a lightweight primer, water-based gel that creates a perfect canvas for dehydrated skin, which sometimes my skin feels dehydrated, but I really love this primer. I'm gonna use this primer today. Another one, if you have oily skin, you can get the Becca Ever Matte Poreless Priming Perfector. This is kind of expensive. This is like for maybe $40 something or $50 something, I'm not sure. This is pretty mattifying. Yeah, I would recommend all these 3 primers. Also, you can use Milk of Magnesia if you have oily skin. People use this also. I sometimes use this on my clients. Yeah, that works really well also. And again, you can, if you have dry skin, I would recommend the Smashbox primerizer. Also, there's a great moisturizer. Because I use serums, sometimes I don't use moisturizer. Because I use 2 serums, sometimes I don't use moisturizer. But if I use 1 serum, I will use the moisturizer. Also, another great primer you can use, or you can use as a moisturizer, is the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enrich Face Base, which is pretty bomb. Okay, so my face is ready, prepped and primed for foundation, and I have 2 favorite foundations. So 2 of my favorite foundations are the Estee Lauder Double Wear Same Place Makeup. This is in the shade Amber Honey, and my other favorite is the Lancome 10 Idole Ultra Wear, and this is in the shade Suede C. These are both my favorite foundations at the moment. I'm gonna use this one for today's video, the Lancome one. Okay, so sometimes I add my foundation, sometimes I apply my foundation with a brush and with a sponge, or with both. For today, I'm gonna use both. So firstly, I'd like to go in with a brush, and I like to use a flat top brush or a stiff dense brush. So maybe like this, or like this one. Sorry, all my brushes are dirty. So like that one, or like this one, a round dense brush. So I like to use brushes like these for my foundation. I don't really like these brushes for my foundation. I mean, I used to use these, but they're not my jam anymore. So I like dense flat top brushes, or even like this one. I love this brush. I mean, it's dense, it's not too dense. I'm gonna use this one. It's not too dense and it's not too fluffy. So I'm gonna use this one. This one is from Luxie. It's the small contouring brush. Okay, so I normally just go in and apply the foundation to my face, but I'm gonna go on my hand today. I'm gonna use 2 pumps. I'm not sure if that's enough. Okay, so sometimes it really matters if I'm late or not, or if I just want to do a quick beat. Sometimes I just go in and swipe. Probably not with this brush. If I want to like swipe my makeup on, I use a bigger brush, but like with this brush I always pat my foundation in, always, just because it's so small. I don't want any streaks on my face, and it's longer. So whenever I use this brush, I take a longer time to apply my foundation than if I were to use a big brush. So it's more precise. So I go in and stamp my foundation on. By the way, guys, what is your favorite part of applying your makeup? What is your favorite part of applying your makeup? My favorite part is concealer. I don't know, I just, whenever I put concealer on, and then whenever I blend out the concealer and I set the concealer, that's the part I love. Okay, so after I apply it with the brush, I then go in with a clean beauty blender. Don't mind it, it's clean. And then I go all over my face to take up the excess. And if you think my foundation looks a little bit off than my neck, that's because it kind of is. My skin is weird, but concealing and contouring will fix that. Sometimes my shade is perfect, sometimes it's off. So I'm just using so I wet my sponge. It's a damp beauty blender. I used to use my beauty blenders dry, but I don't anymore. I mean, I never used to use it. I mean, I've used my beauty blender dry before and it works, but I think when it's damp it works more. It's gonna take the rest and blend it down my neck. You always want to blend your makeup down your neck. You even want to blend the makeup on your ears, but my ear really shows, so I don't need to do that. But make sure you always blend the makeup on your jawline and down your neck. So I'm not gonna go too far down, to be honest. And for concealer, you want to get a shade that is no more than 2 times lighter than your foundation. Yeah, so no more than 2 times lighter than your foundation. If you're a advanced person in makeup, you can do whatever you want, but like for beginners, the best shade to use is 1 shade above your foundation. This is not 1 shade above my foundation, but I've been doing makeup for a few years now. This shade is actually too light for me, but I still use it because I know how to blend it, and I don't use too much. So this is Juvia's Place in the shade number 15. This packaging leaks. So this is not a shade. This is like, let's say this is like 3 shades, 4 shades like I have my foundation. But to make things easier, it's best to use, my nose itches. To make things easier, it's best to use a shade, 1 shade lighter than the foundation. I'm just going to add a little bit, not going to add too much. So I'm going to go on the bridge of my nose, not too much. Like 2 on my forehead, 1 on my cupid's bow, and on my chin. Blend. I'm gonna dab. I'm gonna dab the damp beauty sponge underneath my eyes. I'm gonna go up where my nose is, go up in the corner of my eye, and I'm also blending a little bit downward. Lot of concealer. A little bit downwards and then go up, so in like a upside down triangle. So you can also apply the concealer like this, like a triangle, but I don't think I needed to do that because this concealer is a little bit too light for me, so I didn't want to apply too much. But you can do it in a triangle and blend it upwards. You don't want to bring the concealer down on your cheek, so it will really make your face look droopy if you bring the concealer down. You want to keep it right here, right here. So that is a triangle right there, and you blend upwards to your temple. Also, when you're blending concealer, I don't want you to blend in and stop it right here. I want you to bring it all the way past your eyebrows to your temples. And if you don't have a super light concealer, it will be fine because you can't really tell that it was a light concealer. Over here looks a little bit more highlighted than this side, but I'm gonna use the excess and go back over here. I'm gonna go on my Kypris bowl. Also, when you're blending Kypris bowl, you want to make sure it's seamless here, so it's like this all the way here up, so these two connect to the Kypris bowl. Chin, forehead, but that's how I normally do it. Okay, and if you think it's a little bit too light for you, you can go back over with your foundation on the big side and just dab a little bit on. If you added too much concealer, you need to take away some. On my nose, I don't blend a lot. I don't blend it out so you can't see nothing. I want it to be there, so you know it's blended, but you can still see it. I'm taking a little bit of the foundation side just to not make it stark white. So I don't love to cream contour, but I'm gonna do it for the purpose of this video. On a daily basis, I don't cream contour just because it's a waste of product and a waste of time. It's not necessary in my opinion, my humble opinion. I know people that can't do their face makeup without doing cream contouring. It's just not my jam. I prefer powder contour, one because I'm lazy and two because I'm lazy. So yeah. Okay, so the cream contour, I'm gonna use a foundation, and I'm going to use L'Oreal True Match foundation in the shade Deep Cool C9. Okay, for this you want like also another dense blending brush, and for your foundation shade you want to get one shade deeper than your skin tone, or 2 shades maximum deeper than the skin tone. So I don't use that much product when I'm cream contouring, just because really and truly I don't need to cream contour. Let me just move the hair out of my way. Really and truly I don't need to cream contour, but I use a little bit of product. Okay, so I normally just take what's in the cap and take a little, like that much. Can you see? That much. Take that much and make a line. Okay, so where you apply the cream contour is, you can do that fish face and you see that line right there. That's where you apply the cream contour. That line right there, that's where you apply. So you can also do it like that, do the fish face, or you can follow the direction from the tops of your ear down this side. So it's from the tops of your ear to your mouth. Also, you don't want to bring the contour all the way to your mouth. You don't want to bring the contour all the way to your mouth. I stop my contour right here, like right here, right where my cheek starts, I guess. So I start from here, bring it all the way here, so like this. That's where I apply my cream contour. And when you're blending out your cream contour, you don't want to blend down, so I'm just gonna add some more and apply it upwards. I'm gonna nose contour. I don't contour my forehead because it's kind of small, humble brag. So I'm gonna apply some on my nose. Use a smaller brush. I'm gonna use a flat makeup brush, flat eyeshadow brush, and I start at the beginning of my eyebrows, so right there, and go right on the right there. I don't normally cream contour my nose, just for the purpose of this video. Okay, so now I'm going to blend it out with that same brush, and I'm going to blend upwards. You can also use your beauty blender to blend, so I'm going to use both my brush and my beauty blender. Just take your time. I don't rub my makeup, to be honest. I don't swipe it, just because I don't want to move the product underneath, so the foundation underneath, the primer, the serums. It's kind of hard to like rub it, so I kind of just like go ahead and brush it like this. Again, ooh, my nose looks kind of snatched. Okay, so my beauty blender is a little bit dry, so I like to go back over with my setting spray, and the setting spray I'm using in top off the excess. I don't want it to be too wet, and I'm just gonna go all over my face. So my contour, my highlights, I'm just gonna go over everything before I set it with powder. Now I'm gonna go in with powder. I use translucent powder, but you can also use banana powder or a peach powder. Any powder that you feel like is best suitable to your skin tone, you can use. So I'm going in directly into the powder, and I blow off the excess, and I go into set, and I dab the powder underneath my eyes also. So I lightly set it just like that. Then I go the other areas that I said. It's in my chin, all the highlighted areas, my nose, underneath my cupid's bow, my nose. I don't set my nose, I just go in and bake my nose. And then after I set everywhere, I then go in and bake. You don't have to bake. I like to bake underneath my eyes and my nose. I mean, I like to bake everywhere, but I don't go in straight ahead and bake. I always set and then I bake. And whenever I bake, I still blow off the excess. You can also tap off the excess like this on your hand. Okay, so again, just for the contour shade, you want it to be a shade darker than your foundation, or 2 shades at most darker than your foundation. I like to use the Fenty Beauty Coconutty Bronzer. I like to go for this fluffy, it's kind of tapered, or this one. This is like a tapered contouring brush. I think it's a contouring brush. Or if I wanted to contour, I would use something like this to go in a straight line. Or you can also use a angled brush, a small angled brush or a big angled brush. Just a angled brush to contour, set that contour. But I like to bronze, so I use the big fluffy brush. So I go in with my bronzing powder and load that up. Don't forget to tap off your excess, guys. and then I go in circle motions. So because my contour is still wet, I firstly pat on the shade and then I blend it out. So I pat on like this. Now that there's somewhat shades, there's somewhat color on my skin, I then go in and blend it like bronze. I go in circle motion. So I don't want it to be a line. I want it to, you know, give me that sun kiss, that, you know, just like that. That's what I do. That's how I bronze my face. It really does make a difference down here, but really actually it don't really show, but just in case it does. And then I don't really have much to do on my forehead, so I just give it a little bit of color. Okay, so for my nose, take that same powder and I go and set where I contoured. I then go ahead and dust off the bake. I don't have to sit for too long. I have to sit until I finish contouring, and then I dust it off. And I like to use this brush, this fiber brush, to dust away my bake. You can use any brush. So now I'd like to set my face just so the powders can really adhere to my skin and look nice and luminous and skin-like. So I use the Morphe setting spray. I love the setting spray. This also, you can also get a setting spray that is mattifying to help with the longevity of your makeup if you are oily, or you can get a luminous setting spray that helps to, if you're dry, makes your face a little bit more dewy and luminous. This one, I think it doesn't really, it's not luminous or it's not mattifying, it's just a setting spray. So I'm gonna set, and I really like to go in with the sprayer, with the setting spray, just so everywhere on my face is set. After I set, I normally do this after, I don't know why, but I always remember that I want to add blush after I set the powders on my face. So this is the brush I like to use to add my blush, and again, it's like a dual fiber brush. I'm gonna use this blush palette from Alamar Cosmetics. I'm gonna mix these two today. Sometimes I mix all three, but today I want those two. I always remember to add blush after I set my face. But yeah, so I'm gonna add it to the top of my cheek. I go back to my temple, or back to my ear right there. You don't want to add blush right here. You don't want just add blush right here alone. You want to bring it back so you can mesh in with the contour. And I also add blush to my nose just to give my nose a little bit of color. I don't know, I just did it one time and I kept doing it ever since. So that is it for blush. And if you think your blush is too much, which I think my blush is too much, I go in with my damp sponge and blend everything together. For highlighter, I'm going to use my Jaclyn Hill highlighting palette. I'm gonna take a small brush like this one. This is the type of brush that I like to use for my highlighter, and I'm gonna use these two at the tops right here. And how I apply my highlighter is on my cheek and a little bit back where my eyebrow stops. So I like to add my highlighter on the tops of my cheek, then back to here. I add less back here than my cheek. I mainly focus on my cheek. Do a smile, add it right here, right at the apples of my cheek. Like that. Wow, that's a lot. And then I go back. So I don't add that much back here. to mainly focus right on the apples of my cheek, like that, so I can see it when I'm taking pictures that way, so I don't have to turn to the side so you can see my highlighter. I like to see it on the tips of, on the apples of my cheek. I highlighter on the Cupid's bow, not too much. I don't really care for hair, to be honest. Sometimes I apply it on my chin. I want my face, my entire face to glow. I'm gonna apply some on my forehead, because why not? Just a little bit. And then I'm gonna take a smaller brush and add that to my nose, just because I don't normally take a smaller blush. I don't normally take a smaller brush, just because my contoured nose looks very contoured. I'm gonna do that today. I'm gonna take a smaller brush and go in the center right there and bring it upwards, do like a exclamation, just a tip right there. I'm gonna add some in the inner corners of my eyes, because I'm not gonna do much with my eye makeup. I'm taking this shade right here, the lightest shade in the palette, to my inner corners. And after I finish my entire face, I like to set it again. So I like to set twice. I like to do a lot of things twice. So I'm gonna, when I finish everything, I like to set my face one more time, just so the highlighter can sink into my skin. I don't really go as hard as the first set, and I'm just like right there, just where the highlighter is. I like to set so it can really sink into my skin, and my skin can look nice, luminous, dewy, all that jazz. I'm not sure if you can tell on camera, but in my mirror right here, I can really tell the difference when I apply serums before my makeup and after. My face looks nice, dewy, fresh, but not oily or anything. It looks nice and luminous, glossy, not oily. My skin look nice like skin. Yeah, I'm not sure if you can tell, but if you can, let me know down in the comments below. But that is how I always do my foundation routine as of late. Yeah, that is it. How I got my, that's how I do my skin makeup for my skin type and so on. That is how I do my makeup for all my videos, unless I'm feeling a little bit lazy or unless I am testing out a new product. Let me know down in the comments below if you want a updated skincare routine and a updated eyebrow routine. Let me know so I can do that for you. Let me know who are interested in having that. And yeah guys, I will list everything I used on my face down below. So yeah guys, that is it. By the way, this hair is from Amazon, so if you want me to list it down below, I will do so. So yeah guys, that is it for this video. Let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know if this video helped you in any type of way. Hopefully let me know down below, and I will see you guys next time.